Hi, this is Beezy with the Quantum Playground, and I wanted to play with some quantum questions that are coming in. And this morning I had four different people um, in four different ways that they communicated with me, so different devices and stuff. And they all basically asked the same question: Are we there yet? And so it's actually a great question, because it's a way to help you navigate through things, to realize that you are the arbiter. You are the one who sets the conditions of and the decision to, are we there yet? And like most times when you ask a question, either with someone else in conversation or for yourself, if you're musing, in meditation, however you do it, it begets more questions. So where is the there that you're wanting to be, and what does that look like? Because if you're asking a question, are we there yet? If you're not able to describe for you where the there is, what the there feels like, looks like, what it encompasses, what you can experience there, or at least a hint of what you might experience there, then you personally won't know if you're there yet. And just the general question of are we there yet, kind of, like a kid that we used to ask, if we're on a trip or something, are we there yet, because it seems interminable. I get that, yeah, and sometimes I ask that same question. And then, I go through the whole process that I just mentioned about, well, what is there to me now? Because there to me, the there in Are We There Yet was one thing 30 years ago, something totally different 25 years ago. So it changes. And for me, the beauty of it is the there changes moment by moment. So for me, it's the there is it's definitely a way of feeling. It's definitely a way of being. It's definitely a sense of flow, of being in flow, being in the possibilities, and noticing those things. So another thing that to play with is what's prompting you to ask, are we there yet? And is there excitement? Is there frustration? What's behind that? So what are your own emotions behind that? What are your own physical feeling sensations behind that? Again, is there happiness? Is there joy? Is there expectation? Is there anticipation? Is there nervousness, frustration, a sense of being beleaguered? So play with that. For me to answer that question specifically to the people that asked it, and others who may feel that the same way, I would say resoundingly, yes, we are there. And in this case, the there is that moment, that precipice, that series of energetic frequency threshold where things from the linear perspective are busting loose. And it's glorious. And in some respects, sometimes I think, oh, phew, I'm really glad that we're here at this moment, because it seems to have been taking a long time. And then, in the next moment, I think, well, I needed that time. I needed that time to shift and change, to expand, to have more awareness, to play with things, to get in the heartitude shape of having a more expansive heart and having a broader perspective, and being able to easily hold the 0 point. I don't do it 100% of the time. That's my intention. It's not there. Some days it is 100%. Some days it's, 65, 68%. Most of the time it's right around, in the low 90s. And I'm thrilled with that because it used to be kind of in the low 9s. So, so are we there yet? Yes, we are there in this place and space, in the energetic frequency times, in the critical mass points of everything changing. And we can look around and see that things are changing. And our dissatisfaction with, or our not ability to notice that, or to give voice to that, is an indication that in that moment, when we're feeling that, our heart is not open. In that moment, we're in our head, we're in our lower mind, and we're not in an expansive state. We're certainly not in a 0 point, which allows us to, to kind of look at things from all different perspectives in a multi-locational consciousness frame. And that's, another way to describe absolutely being in the 0 point, in that flow. So I don't want to frustrate you with an answer that seems to not answer your question of, are we there yet? But you're there, are we there yet? You're there is going to be different than mine and the 20 other people that you may have encountered in the last week, and hundreds of others and millions of others. That's just the way it is. Each one of us is unique. We're also all one. So in that perspective, we are there because the physical, the tangible, the touchable reality that's out there is the last one to show us, in a way that we can touch and feel and taste and smell, and from our more linear senses. It's the last one to occur. It's the last one to make manifest. It's the last one to materialize for us. And we've gone through all of those ranges of frequencies and, come down. If you're looking at it, it's not accurate. It's a very linear way to describe it. But if you've come down to that level of the linear from the multidimensional and quantum range, then we have gotten to that. Does that mean that everybody is noticing it? No, I think it's fair to say absolutely that they're not. It's also fair to say that everybody is aware that something is afoot, something is different. And many don't have a foothold, a range, a way to sense what that is. That's another conversation. So anyways, with Are We There Yet? From my perspective, we are. It's spectacular. It is speeding up. It's getting to a speed that I like, as far as unfoldment and embodiment and enjoyment and kind of the dust, the layers of shrouds that are around us are lifting, and we can see and feel and experience more things than we ever have before. I will say that when we're in the Are We There Yet? And God, are we there yet? That actually is pulling blinders down. So blinders from our physical eyes, blinders from our feeling, our whole sensory array, and makes it very difficult for us to notice and the subtle and the often these moments demonstrable, very definitive signs, signals, languaging messages that are coming to us. So play with it, and play with what is your, at this moment, because it will change, what's your definition of there, and then how can you jump and play from there to more expansive theirs, to more fun, to more joy, to more fantastical, to more sublimely, cosmically delicious. I love you. Have a great day.